Hi, home bakers! Today I'm in the kitchen making chocolate croissants.
This easy chocolate croissant recipe has the perfect balance of sweet and savory flavors. Rich melted chocolate wrapped with buttery, soft and crisp, feather-light layers of pastry.
This rich dessert is a delicious symbol of French pastry perfection. And today we're going to bring that European elegance and culinary skill right into our own kitchens. This classic pastry is perfect for an indulgent breakfast or a rich and flaky snack.
So let's get into the kitchen. This is how I make chocolate croissants. Now you have two options here. You can make the recipe super quick and easy by buying a box of puff pastry from the freezer section of the grocery store. Or you can make your own homemade puff pastry if you click on the link here.
To make this, I'm using the same pastry I use to make croissants. But if you've opted for the store-bought pastry, just allow it to defrost according to the package directions before you start. Now the first thing I'm going to do is pick the chocolate. I'm using semi-sweet chocolate chips, but you can use your favorite chocolate. Dark or milk chocolate also work great here. Chocolate chips are easy to sprinkle in, but if you have bars of chocolate, just cut them into smaller chunks first. Now on a lightly floured surface, I'm going to roll out the dough into a large rectangle. Then I'm going to cut the dough into 8 to 10 rectangles. I'm going to use a pizza wheel to make cutting easy, but you can of course use a knife. Take a rectangle of dough and place a line of chocolate across one end. Gently roll it upwards onto itself to seal in the chocolate. Add another line of chocolate and then roll the dough up fully to form a sort of fat rectangular bun shape. Just press it down slightly to seal the pastry.
Don't roll the dough too thinly or the pastries too tightly. This will make it harder for them to expand and make all those paper-thin layers on the inside.
Place all of the little chocolate croissants spread out onto a lined cookie sheet. Cover and allow them to rise in a warm spot for about 2 hours, depending on the temperature of your kitchen. They should just about double in size. The temperature of the environment can make proofing time vary. It's a good idea to go by look and not just by time alone. The croissants should just about double. Now that my pastry is nicely puffed up, in a small bowl I'm going to beat 1 egg and gently brush on top of the pillowy soft dough with a pastry brush.
Make sure to brush all the tops and the sides fully. I find that the egg wash really helps to hold in all the butter layers while it's baking in the oven. And it really makes a difference to the golden brown crusty outside.
Since they're so soft and puffed up right now, I'm brushing pretty gently to make sure that I don't knock out any of the volume inside of the dough. And these little pastries are ready to go into my preheated 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius oven and bake for 10 minutes. I'm then going to reduce the temperature to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius and bake for another 15 minutes or until deeply golden.
Now the pastries are perfect to enjoy just like this and are normally served this way.
But if you're feeling a little over the top like me, then let's add a vanilla glaze. This glaze is super simple to make. In a bowl, add in 1 tablespoon of soft butter with 2 tablespoons of warm water. I'm going to stir this together just to soften the butter. Then stir in 2 cups of icing sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Give this a quick mix just until you have a smooth, spreadable glaze. As soon as the croissants come out of the oven, I'm going to brush the tops of the warm croissants with this sweet vanilla glaze. You'll notice that it goes on milky and a little runny, but it's going to set to a semi-solid translucent shell over the top of the pastry as it cools. And if the vanilla glaze wasn't enough, I'm going to add a little flourish of chocolate. I'm just going to melt about a 1/4 cup of the same type of chocolate that I used inside the croissants. I'm using a piping bag here, but you could just as easily use a spoon to drizzle it on top. And now these bakery-worthy pastries are ready to serve. These treats are the perfect balance of sweet and savory flavors. The sweetness of the rich, melty chocolate wrapped with the buttery, soft and crisp, feather-light layers of pastry. Whether you decide to leave them just as they are or add a little added flourish, these are a bakery-worthy dessert that is even better made at home. Enjoy! If you're a fan of deliciously simple vintage recipes and old-fashioned skills, then you'll want to check out this next video. Thanks for stopping by.